I think there's a very important question that we all need to ask ourselves, and that question is, does Keemstar hate Boogie2988? And the reason I ask that question is a combination of the Lolcow podcast, and I saw a thing the other day where Boogie2988 was mentioning, well, there was a picture, it was Keemstar and Boogie2988, and Boogie2988 has been sober for 20 years, and then Keemstar decided to try to make Boogie2988 drink alcohol. And if anybody around, like myself, is a recovering alcoholic, you know that once you get around alcohol again, it can become very difficult to stop. So I would not be surprised if Keemstar caused Boogie2988 to relapse into alcoholism, which would be something you would do to somebody you hate, not somebody you like or somebody even you're working with. Now, the Lolcow Live podcast thing, that's a whole other situation. The thing I didn't like was the rant and the screaming at him and the get on your hands and knees thing. That was wild to me that happened. Like, honestly, it felt like Boogie2988 was going to get crucified by Keemstar in that. And then, he basically did, which is very unfortunate because, like, you want to see you want to see content creators liking each other. But unfortunately, it appears like Keemstar actually hates Boogie2988 in a way that makes it very much unhealthy for him. Because what you got to understand when you're a content creator is when you're trying to be a content creator that collaborates with other content creators, you should like those content creators. And you shouldn't do things that can cause those content creators to become humiliated like Keemstar did to Boogie. But as we saw, that is what happened. Keemstar humiliated Boogie. And then Boogie's on the Lolcow podcast, and he's humiliating himself. And I guess he got like $50,000 allegedly for going on that podcast. But $50,000 is not a lot of money when you need $7,000 a month. $7,000 a month is 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So essentially, that'll last him a little over 7 months, 6, 7 months. So not a lot of time. But he can make more money from, like, the increase in views, especially with the documentary. You can almost guarantee that the views on Boogie are going to be up, so he'll be at least able to keep his house for a little while. But my problem is that Keemstar is acting like he's Boogie2988's friend, and is acting like he's doing Boogie all these favors when he's not. He's really, all he's doing is making Boogie more of, well, a Lolcow. And everybody's laughing at him. I mean, and they're not laughing at him because they think he's funny. They're laughing at him because they think he's a terrible person. Which, he may be a terrible person. He may not be a terrible person. I'm not here to speculate on that in particular. I'm here to tell you that Boogie is definitely being taken advantage of by Keemstar. And that there definitely is a power dynamic in that because Boogie has no money. At least according to the documentary. And when you don't have money, you're willing to do a lot of things that you wouldn't normally do. I don't think Boogie would have gone on the Lolcow podcast without there being a financial incentive. And it appears that he makes a lot of money from it, but like the channel got monetized relatively quickly. That they put it on YouTube because it got 10,000 or it got 4,000 or 1,000 subscribers and over 4,000 hours of watch time in basically the first episode. I think it may even had the 1,000 subscribers before it even came out. But one thing that it really bothered me when the alcohol bothered me because when you are a sober person and somebody peer pressures you into drinking alcohol, it can cause a lot of issues, especially if you've already struggled with alcoholism, because you'll be like, oh, well, they won't think I'm cool if I don't drink this alcohol. And it becomes a problem, and then you become re-addicted to the alcohol, which causes more health problems, such as liver failure, kidney failure, heart failure, respiratory failure, if you combine it with the wrong medications. Like, I think Boogie said he's on a muscle relaxer. And you should never drink alcohol when you're on a muscle relaxer because it can cause cardiac or respiratory arrest. simply due to the way that they interact. So Keemstar could have killed Boogie2988 by giving him alcohol. And most people who have addiction issues end up having issues where they don't necessarily make the right decisions in regards to their health with combining ethyl alcohol with other medications, simply because that's what happens with addiction. And if other people are encouraging your addiction, it's incredibly unhealthy for you, and it means they don't care about you.